with significant accumulations possible, especially in the southeast. Mainly dry in the west with sunshine, winds strengthening from the northeast, and maximum temperatures everywhere just a few degrees above freezing. BBC News at 8:05.
You're not exactly the harbinger of good things there, are you?
We're doomed, we're all doomed.
I just thought, talking about the BBC archives,
Oh, yes.
I came across an archive, a memo in RTE, Irish Radio and Television, about 50 years ago.
Excellent.
And
Did you have to read it upside down across the manager's desk?
I did. And do you know what it said? Don't let Terry Wogan ad-lib. It weren't wrong. Well, as I say, Chris Evans is with us and he'll be talking to you very, very shortly. He's brought his little Noah in. Lovely little boy. Giving the wife a bit of a break. As the climate change reaches meltdown and media predictions of a big freeze reach fever pitch, am I the only one who recalls the famous words of Derek Jameson? Has the world gone mad? Yes. Well, I think that's the way we feel. And incidentally, I thought Copenhagen was going to be a week. It seems to be going on for weeks. Excuse me, did I hear correctly? No, confused. Confused of Cannes. Did you not say, and I quote, Sarah starts her show in the new year from 5 to 7. But doesn't Chris Evans take over at 7? So, is it worthwhile Sarah coming in for just 5 minutes? Well, that's the thing. We're going to have to talk to her about that. And last night I had a dream about your life after Friday. Oh, did you? Byron Bonnybanks of Loch Lomond. Well, perhaps you'd keep it to yourself. No. As you relax into a slightly less action-packed schedule, I've never had an action-packed schedule in my life. In a week, without quite so many awards. Yes, indeed. Disappointing I didn't win X Factor, though. That still rankles. Official lunches, and bridge openings and traffic snarls up. Yes, as I say, really worrying. When I did open a London bridge, I kept an ambulance waiting. I hope the person inside is all right. And the dialogue went something like this. What? For the future. Lady Helen. What are you doing today? Sir Terence. Nothing. Lady Helen. But that's what you did yesterday. Sir Terence. I haven't finished. Hey, what a song. What a singer. Nell Bryden. Not like loving you. It was the week before Christmas, and all through our place, a large box of tissues wasn't far from her face. It was the day she'd been dreading for many a year, and the morning had started with more than one tear. You see, Norma was one of Uncle Tell's togs. Her friends thought her balmy as a small box of frogs. But the wireless each morning had held her attention. She'd woke them now for more years she could mention. From Paulie to Boydie, from Deadly and Buggy, she'd laughed till her eyes had sent her specs foggy. Dear Fran, and then Lynn, the totty from Splotty. She'd wagered on horses and lost not a lottie. She'd got CDs of Nat and Clifford T. Ward. Listening to Eva meant she'd never been bored. But she went through stages of fighting the flab. With friends like the Togs, life would never be drab. Norma's proud of the cash she's helped raise for the bear, because children in need goes on year after year. But, Terry, you know what she thinks of you for most? I don't know. What's the question? I don't. What was the answer?
This week on BBC Radio 2, Ken Bruce presents a seasonal Friday Night is Music Night. Performing live will be Ridian. And the Radio 2 Young Choristers of the Year. Enjoy an evening of seasonal music with the BBC Concert Orchestra. Live from London. Friday Night is Music Night with Ridian and the Young Choristers of the Year. Friday from 7:30, here on BBC Radio 2.
I saw Ridian sing with the choirs at the Millennium Stadium a couple of weeks ago. Very moving. And look, Chuffer Dandridge is writing, what ho, me old setting sunshine. Sad news, Chuffer, yes indeed. And we'll miss things like not knowing what time the news headlines were going to be broadcast. Your departure is like the death of music hall. Future generations will hear of it and know that they've missed nothing. And not once did you have to resort to vulgarity or smut. Well, not just the once, anyway. Yeah, that's so lovely. Perhaps I shouldn't tell the British public that Chris Evans is lying on the ground. Is it the drink? It's too early. Too early.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
There's been a touching baby show going on out there,
It's
actually,
lovely.
with young Noah. Lynn was leering at him through the glass, and he didn't cry. He's very brave.
Yes, I
And
was impressed.
I tried to have his banana off him, and he wasn't giving it away.
That's a bit of a slur. Leering at him.
Leering. I do leer.
Not smiling.
No.
No.
No, it wasn't a smile, no.
And when Charles Nove reads the news, it can really be a farce. And
Oh, dear.
and if he tries to wish us happy Christmas, he can stick it in a Christmas card and be quick. The guaranteed second-class deadline is tomorrow.
Oh, it is
right,
too,
okay,
yes.
right,
I knew there was something important about tomorrow.
No need to stick down the envelope, lads. But you got to get it in 17th. No, it's today.
Is it today?
Today's the
today?
deadline.
Oh, that's the end of that then.
no.
It's a frighten. Now look, I have mail here. Och aye, and Scottish place names like Ballater and Sankar. Yon Lynn's pronunciation's great, and that we'd like to thank her.
Thank you kindly.
Sankar, was that right?
Aye, Sankar, yes.
It's a dangerous old place.
Yes, you're getting nervous already, aren't you?
Perhaps she'd like to have a go at places like Kinniuchar. Despite the obvious pitfalls for that, we'd like to thank her again.
Ah, yes.
Very nice.
Oh, is that...
The old chest.
Yeah, he's going against him.
Coming against you.
Don't
again.
make me laugh.
No. Oh, there'll be no
danger.
chance of that.
No danger. Don't worry, you'll be fine.
Nobody's ever burst into laughter here. Uncle Charles Nove is a strange old chap, a bit like Uncle Fester. If you park behind his bus, he'll reverse into your Fiesta.
There you go.
Oh, my word, everyone, a little gem. He's got a little bus as Charles, with a little bus conductor. But when he sees Lynn at the desk, he wishes he'd offered her a ride into town on the old route master.
Still a cold start. Risk of icy roads this morning. Please take care. I'm getting calls about snow and ice delaying traffic on the A90 in the Aberdeen and Stonehaven areas, also on the A1 at Alnwick and the A66, snow falling around Brough. West side of Manchester, Lee Road, the A572 is closed westbound, so that's out of town. There's an accident between the Falconwood Chase and Hilton Crescent. Apparently the police are directing traffic. M6, there's a breakdown on the northbound side after junction 15, Stoke-on-Trent. Now that one's being removed, but now we've got a breakdown south of there, junction 13 to 14, also on the northbound side. The overrunning roadworks on the M1 have been lifted. They were northbound at junction 23, Loughborough. Traffic still easing, though, the back of the queue round about junction 22. M23 now closed southbound. The accident at junction 8, the M25, the problem there. The road is also reported as icy, queues back to Purley, and in Bristol, Airport Road, the A4174 is closed in both directions. There's an accident between Salcombe Road and the A37, the Wells Road. Westbound traffic very heavy. It's back to the A4, Bath Road. Our number 03700 100 200.
Do you know what it is now?
What?
I was hoping to
What?
get away for the new year. And I'm afraid that there's trouble with the old... You may have read about it.
I don't think I've heard anything about
There
that.
might be
no.
trouble in the air, and I was wondering, it's a pity that Noel Edmonds didn't taking over instead of Chris Evans, because he had a helicopter.
Helicopter, yeah.
Yeah.
See, you made a terrible mistake there.
There's been errors made.
Yeah, okay.
It's a pity you're going. What? Frank? That's the first person to say that. I've just had an idea for a series of stories about Charlie and his little red bus for hire. About Charles, the Scottish lord, down on his luck. Oh, many a true word. And now working as a bus driver, along with Mr. Deadly, his Brummie conductor, who no one can understand.
Move along inside the bus.
Oh, that was frightening.
Oh, is he coming?
It's a room on top.
No, stop. He'll think he's here. Other characters would have been Blakey Bruce, the grouchy old inspector.
No, go on.
And Boxer Spanners Bowles, the mechanic who's always dressed in greasy overall. Now, we don't want that kind of talk.
Oh, dear.
That's the trouble with the webcam, of course, isn't it? They see your greasy overalls and they get inspired.
Inspired is a kindly word.
I've left an oily mark on this seat, you know.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
You know, only a young woman could get away with saying that.
As soon as we find one, she'll say it.
I can promise nothing. You'll have to join a queue. That's the Shirelles. Will you still love me tomorrow? Well, I still remember that we've got a news at 8:30, because this week, as you can imagine, is full of pith and moment. And it's easy to forget rather important things. Clodagh Rubbish is writing. Here you go. After 3. Away on a bender, no time for his bed, that gobdaw Lord Terry lay down his sore head. The stars on the guest list looked down in dismay. Lick spittle Lord Terry, head in the bidet.